All right, everybody, welcome to the Elder of Rock, a very special edition here. I've got a very special guest with me, guitar extraordinaire, Rick Renstrom. There you go.
Yo, what's up, Steve? How you doing, man?
Cameron goes, all right, man, how's it going?
Great, doing good.
Cool. What you been, tell everybody what you've been up to lately.
Oh, man, it's just live streaming, more videos. It's a never-ending saga of music right now, which is cool. I didn't play for 5 years, so last year I started back again, and now I've just been doing YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and pushing it hard, and it's going good.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I've been checking out the live streams, of course, and yeah, they're great, man. I mean, and you're doing really good. They're really interesting. Really, you got a nice group chat there going as well.
Yeah, it's
always
fun.
Cool.
It's fun. I like doing that stuff.
So actually, let's actually do a brief history of us together. I think we first met, was it 93 or 94?
Let me think. Well, yeah, probably the end. Maybe around the end of 93, because we moved down in 93.
Yeah,
and then we're instantly looking for people to play with or whatever, and then
so I saw an ad in Jam. I saw an ad in Jam magazine for all you old people from Orlando. Old magazine, Jam magazine, and I saw the ad, and it said something like, I can't remember what it had. Something we're in Orlando, but we want to get out of Orlando. And it's a metal band, which is what I was looking for, and then went there and auditioned and was in the band for a little bit. And then we kind of kept in contact, and then you told me Rob Rock was auditioning bass players, so we went and auditioned for Rob Rock together, and we both got the gig, fortunately. And and then we played in that band, and then I played on some of your solo stuff, and we did Leash Law together.
Yeah.
And so that's a little bit of history of us. That's how we know each other, and here we are back again. All right. So anyway, so that's a little bit of history. And then, so what we're going to do here is we thought it'd be good. Rick is, of course, very influenced by Yngwie Malmsteen. And I, of course, like Yngwie Malmsteen. Like that was the reason for playing guitar, right? I mean,
oh, yeah.
Pretty much. Or that's how you want why?
Yeah. You can see the poster in the background.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I got the Yngwie poster. We thought it'd be fun to do like 5 Yngwie songs from the 80s, our top 5 from his 80s albums. Of course, he has a vast catalog of albums, but we thought we'd stick to these. These are maybe his most known albums. He hasn't really had any hits since these albums, really, whatever his hits might have been. But so we thought we'd do the top 5 Yngwie albums, and so do you want to start off with your number 5?
Let's see. So now my number 5. Oh boy, that's a tough one. Well, let's see. I would say, as far as top 5s are concerned, Yngwie will go with. I will go with the Trilogy album and the song "Liar."
Liar. Oh yeah, there's a Trilogy album for everybody.
Not of its big hit or anything, but I think the song itself was like off that record. That's probably one of the coolest songs.
Yeah, I like that. I think that opening riff. Yeah.
That one shreds, man.
Yeah, very cool. And let's see on that, and then that's Mark Bowles, I believe, singing on that one.
Yep.
Yes, he's did the vocals on this album. And yeah, cool, very cool. Okay, and then you're number 4.
Number 4. Let's think. I think I'll have to go to the next album, which would be Odyssey. And I will say Deja Vu. Deja Vu is, and that wasn't the big hit off that record, but again, another one of the opening riff is just unbelievable. And his solo on that is incredible too. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if we're going from the bottom to the top, I've got to throw that one in there for sure.
Cool. Right on. Yeah, good tune. That was with, of course, Joe Lynn Turner on the vocals on that album, and was it? He had Anders Johansson. I guess Yngwie played the bass on this one.
I think so.
Okay, so my number 5 is also going to be off Odyssey, and it's going to be the very first track, Rising Force. There's the Odyssey CD, and there's the first track, Rising Force. I was listening to it again today, and maybe one of the heaviest tracks Yngwie has done. I mean, very slamming, fast paced kind of song. Very good. Kind of dig that one. Yngwie blazing it up on that. I like there's a little run there when Joe Turner goes, "I feel the rising force," and Yngwie goes,
yeah, that's right. That one is that was that. If you're gonna open a record, that was the song to open with for sure. That was just the killer jam for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because like here's gonna be with Joe Turner. You wondered, and Joe comes from the Rainbow, and they were kind of more of a commercial band, and that. So I was wondering, is the album going to be commercial sounding? And that first track was like, well, that's kind of heavy. My dog chimed in, of course, on that one. And then, so for number 4, I'm going to put on maybe not a track, kind of a deep cut. I don't know if he's ever played this live. I don't think I've ever heard him playing it live, but it's the song of Marching Out, and it's called "Don't Let It End."
It's a great song.
Yeah, very cool. Song. I like Jeff Scott Soto's vocal performance on it. And kind of ballady, kind of, what was it called? A power ballad. It starts slow, picks up a little. But yeah, I thought it was very cool. I remember that I listened to that one a lot after one time my girlfriend and I broke up. And I was like, and I kept listening to that song. Don't let it end. Please don't let it end. All right.
And then Jeff Scott did a recent version of that with Dino Jalusic, I believe.
Oh, really? I like that. Wow.
It's good. I don't know who plays the rest of in the band, but I know they kind of went back and forth singing, and if you get a chance to check that out, I would highly recommend it.
Definitely, I'll definitely have to check that out. Yeah, that sounds good. Dino's a very good vocalist.
Man,
what's the new? He's in a new band. What's it called? I can't remember. It's with Bumblefoot, and it's kind of like from the remnants of Sons of Apollo.
Yeah, I saw something about that. Yeah,
and, Derek Shrinian on keyboards.
Yeah, I think I saw one video, and I was like, okay, that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Very, very good. Very good. All right. So, and what's your number 3?
Number 3. I'm gonna go with the song off of Rising Force. Now Your Ships Are Burned. That is if Yngwie doesn't always say he's a big influence, or Uli Roth is a big influence, but he is, and that is a very influenced Uli Roth sound in that song, which I love. And I think that song really embodies a lot of that 70s, late 70s style, but obviously cranked up another notch and turned it up to 11 on that one, but that one's a ripper though. I like that one as far as my top 5 Yngwie 80s songs. That's going to be right there, number 3 for sure.
Very cool. And then your number 2.
Number dose. Let me think. That's a good one, man. I'll probably have to move over to I'll probably go Marching Out album, and then it's going to be I'll See the Light Tonight. That was I first heard Yngwie, on MTV. I think it was 85, and he was promoting the Marching Out album, but he was playing, it wasn't playing any song off of that. But it wasn't until probably a year later when the video finally came out on MTV, and it was just this, for a 15-year-old kid, it was like a spectacle to see. Plus he did the Conan set from whatever Universal or whatever, it was just fire and explosions and all the cool stuff. And then he comes out with that riff is just an amazing riff, and then the solo when he kicks in right at the beginning of the solo is just with the pedal tones he does. It's so classically influenced sounding. It was just like that was really got me into it at that point. Seeing that video, I love seeing that.
One of his hits, I guess, if he ever have a hit, it's kind of one of them. I remember seeing that video quite a bit on MTV. Am I freezing up here?
A little bit.
There you go. Did you get all? Okay, yeah. So I remember seeing that video on MTV a lot, and that was one of his, like, if he had a hit, that would be it. You know,
It was a big
be
one.
considered a hit.
Yeah.
All right, so. Go ahead. But
oh, that's what they played it quite a bit too. Like usually be like,
yeah, that was one I would see quite a bit. I don't know if Headbangers Ball was around then, but I do. And when it came on, though, I remember seeing that one on Headbangers Ball.
It was like normal rotation for a while. I remember because I could catch it usually every hour or two. It would be on again. I'd be like, I gotta watch it again.
Yeah. So if you had a hit, I guess that'd be one of them.
Definitely.
So anyway, so with my number, we're 3, right? Yeah, number 3. Okay, my 3, man. You know, I wanted to choose one off of this album here, like you just did. This one here. I was having a hard time. I was going back and forth, but I think I got to go with Little Savage. I was going to go maybe Icarus Dream Suite or Little Savage, but listening to them both again today, Little Savage kind of blew me away. Very cool instrumental.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a killer one right there.
You know, just love the riff. Just very cool on that one. And then let's see, for number 2, what was I think I wanted to pick something off a trilogy. And I guess I gotta go with, there's lots of good ones off the trilogy, but I'm gonna go with Crying. Another instrumental, kind of mellow.
Yeah.
But like I said, and I was listening to some of these again today. And that one just kind of really stuck out as like when I've always liked it. And very cool. Another like kind of, and it's kind of a slow bass. It's kind of a mellow instrumental. I mean, you know.
I think that one there is a great pick too, because you know it was something that he never did before. You know, his previous albums like that, and it was, you know, he had the acoustic parts and the electric parts, but it was just something he never really did in that style. And it was very, if you listen to the chords of that, it's very these modulating kind of classical based progressions, which is amazing. You know, and I think as far as that one hit me, like, you know, I wasn't expecting to hear that song, you know, when I first heard the album, and it's you can hear the emotion in his playing, which is incredible, for sure.
Yeah, definitely, very, very, like you said, very different, very, very cool. And remember, this always kind of mellowing out to that one. Sometimes if you needed something to, you know, kind of chill out, and sometimes, you know, song I put on, or back in the day when you'd make mixtapes, and I'd make a mixtape of like kind of slow songs. I remember making one with that on there as well. You know, so
you had to make that mixtape for the girls, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, when you play for the women, that's right. You know, play for them, and you know, this is
one's for you. This one's for you.
I didn't know Yngwie did stuff like this. Well, yeah, man. Right. Yeah, you know,
that's amazing.
Of course, yeah, man, yeah. And then, of course, then it'd be like, though, unfortunately, then it'd be like, play that Yngwie song. Oh, again?
Yeah.
But don't you want to hear I See the Light Tonight or something?
Yeah. This Yngwie, if you like that one, you'll love this next one.
Yeah, hear this one. Yeah. Okay, so what's your number 1?
Numero uno. All right. Well, I mean, that one's, I'm going to have to go, you know, it's probably the most obvious one for me. But it's going to be Far Beyond the Sun off Rising Force.
I was waiting for that one. I knew I was like, probably that would be your number 1.
I think, I swear, when I got the record, I got the record, the album, you know, first, the vinyl, and I played that thing so much. I played it so much. I literally had to buy another album because it was just so shredded. But that song I kept playing that song over and over and over, and I could probably look at myself, if I could see myself as a young kid, I would literally like pretend I was conducting this song, like an orchestra or something. You know, I'd sit there in my room all alone, the door closed, playing a song, and grab like some stick or something and pretend I'm like conducting this song over and over and over and over again. I've heard it so many times. And I got so many
Rick Renstrom Orchestra.
Yeah, right.
I
got so many different
the Rick Renstrom Orchestra.
So many different stories, and there's like there's one time I got into a car accident in like probably '96, and had to go get an MRI, and they put me in one of those tube MRIs, and it literally told me you can't talk, you can't move, you can't do anything. I'm thinking, well, what am I supposed to do? And they're like, whatever. So I literally sat there and hummed "Far Beyond the Sun" in my mind for 20 minutes straight, and it worked.
There you go.
It worked, but I knew that song so well from listening to it so many times that I could play in my head. I knew every little part. I could just do it from start to finish. So I just kept humming it over and over.
Wow, yeah. That's why nowadays they have it where I went in and I had one recently, and they have you can choose music. Of course, you probably couldn't choose Yngwie "Far Beyond the Sun," but but they do have different types of music you can choose now.
That's cool.
You do that. So hey, advancements in technology, right?
I mean, yeah, this was that 30 years ago at this point, regularly. Oh,
yeah, wow,
close to it. So I feel much better now, though.
Yeah. Well, good, yeah. That's always good. Yeah. So anyway, so my number one, I'm surprised. I'm sure this was maybe gonna probably, if this wasn't in your top five, this was probably right close to it. But I'm gonna choose off of Marching Out. I'm gonna choose "I Am a Viking." Of course. Again, a great song, great vocal performance by Jeff Scott Soto.
Yeah.
I was able to see Yngwie on this tour. And Talus was the warm-up band, and there was this like place. It was initially like a dance club, a teen dance club, in Ohio, and but they had Yngwie there. It was really weird. They'd have local bands there too. My local band played there sometimes, but they never really had big concerts. So like they had Yngwie and Talus there. I mean, for us it was big anyway. For some of us, it was really cool. Jeff Scott Soto, of course, was the vocalist, and he had a really good bass player named Marcel Jacob, who was really good. And I actually got to meet, and then like I said, Talus was the opener, and Billy Sheehan came out like in between bands and was just talking to everybody and stuff, and he was really cool. And then afterwards, by the bus, we got to meet every band member except for, of course, Yngwie. He didn't come off the bus, but yes, so met them all. They were really fun. It was really cool, really good show. But very memorable. And I'm also I got a shirt from that show, and or had a shirt. I don't still have it, of course, but I got a shirt, and on the back of it, it said "and Pillage Tour."
Oh wow!
And my mom was like, "You know that shirt and Pillage on it?"
Wow, yeah, that's an interesting name for a tour.
I was like, yeah, it's just it's just kind of being silly, like a Viking, and Pillage, kind of thing. But anyway.
Yeah, that is a great song though. Yeah, it's one of my favorites for sure. If we expand it to like maybe a top 10, I probably would have thrown it in there for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, we're so many. It's hard to choose. Really, it's hard to choose. Like,
that one was like that has one of the craziest guitar solos in it too. Like, it's just so much going on in that guitar solo, and the riff itself is epic. It's like,
and especially like the ending part where it just goes. He's going da da da. I love the ending outro.
That's pretty neat
solo thing that he does. It's just got so cool too. When Yngwie, that just shows that kind of Yngwie can play tasteful and not have to play 1,000 notes a minute. And he does that thing. Really cool. But yeah. So there's that. So there's the number one. And then I don't know if you had any other honorable mentions you might want to.
Well, let's see, man. I mean, that in the 80s there still was Alcatraz.
Yes, of course.
And that's if we're saying Yngwie 80s, we went through solo albums, but yeah, we gotta mention something about Alcatraz as honorable mention. Oof. I'm gonna have to say off of the Alcatraz album, the song "Too Young to Die, Too Drunk to Live." Mm-hmm. That song is amazing to me, and the solo is great. And of course, Graham Bonnet is just one of the
Yeah, he's
greatest singers of
on
all
that.
time, man.
Yeah.
So amazing. But that song always stuck with me. I always liked that song. I mean, I love the whole album. I could listen to the whole album back and forth. Suffer Me is another one off of that record that I would really love, because it was a great ballad, had a great solo. It's just but those two, I think those two, if I was going to pick two off the Alcatraz, Too Young to Die and then Suffer Me, for sure.
Yeah, cool. I would also pick one. I was listening to some of this stuff today too, and I still like Islands in the Sun a lot. I know that's just very cool. And remember the video. Of course, that probably helps me. It was kind of a funny video. The girls at the time, they had the girls there singing background, and I'm like, they have girls in the band, or is that just for the video? And of course, it was just for the video.
What's funny about that is maybe when I started playing that song or the solo again on my live streams, and my girlfriend's like, "What was that weird '80s song he had going on?" I was like, "Oh, that was Alcatraz, Island Sun." It's like, "What is that?" So I pulled it up. I pulled up the video. I haven't seen the video in ages, of course. And she was like, "That is the worst video I've ever seen in my life."
They're all in jail.
I was like, "Yeah, it was a terrible video. A great song, though. Great song."
And Yngwie's playing a flying V in that, isn't he?
He was, yeah. An aria, ARIA. I can't remember.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I
can't recall the pronunciation of that, but yeah, it was one of those. It was a flying V. Like what? But then he did play a strat when he was getting taken to his, the electric chair, whatever. He had a strat playing a solo.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's yeah.
But yeah, it was like.
That's one thing, peculiar thing. I was like, you never see Yngwie playing other than a strat, and so.
I think early on he had an endorsement with that Aria guitar company, and he was I think in the one of the live videos I have, I think of the 84 I can't remember the name of it, but there was a live video and he did play the V at the end of it, like when they like the encore songs, he played a V, I believe. Metallic Live or something like that in Japan. I think the basis of the Live Sentence album, but this was like the video version of it. But yeah, I got it somewhere.
Too, Live Sentence. Yeah,
I've got it around here somewhere. But yeah, there was a video for it.
You want to hear some live Alcatraz? That's a good one.
Yeah, the Live Sentence.
And then so another honorable mention. Let me see if I can wait a minute. Hold on, sorry. I probably should have pulled this. All right, we'll have to edit this part out.
You forgot to have this one ready.
I know. I should have thought of it. I'm not finding it. Huh. Oh well. I thought I had it right here. Oh, I guess I don't have it. I thought I had it. All right. I don't have it. Sorry. All right. Well, I'll edit that part out then. But anyway, I was going to say the other one I was going to say is off the Steeler album, the song Hot on Your Heels.
Yeah.
Does a wicked, the album itself is just so, and the song actually is just kind of so, but he does a wicked guitar solo at the beginning of that song. Just solo, just like solo. Yngwie just playing, and then he has the distortion pedal where he makes it go woo. I remember that was always the intro to Metal Shop. If you ever had Metal Shop, the radio show, or on,
I think that was the Roland Echo Chamber or something like that. I think that's what it was called. If I remember correctly, I never got one, but I was like, but yeah, he always did that crazy buzzsaw explosion sound or whatever. But yeah, Steeler. I got into Steeler, of course, after all of the other, because I had it's Yngwie. I got to hear what he did, and off that album, if I was going to say something, it's a weird one, but it's Born to Rock. I don't know what it was about that song. He didn't write it, but the solo he played was like very different than what he's played before, because he had a lot of blues, really bluesy influence in that thing. But I don't know. I remember walking to school with my Walkman and just playing that Born to Rock like over and over, walking to school. And to get to the solo, and I'd be like air guitaring in the streets, like walking to school. I was like, man, But yeah, that was a class. But it's a great record, though. Surprisingly, there's so many really good solos on there. But I think that was like just the start, that was just the tip of the iceberg for Yngwie. And I think the Alcatraz thereafter was pretty much like start of the Yngwie Bible of licks, and stuff that that you hear nowadays, people do. So that's cool.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. So when have you ever seen Yngwie?
Well, I saw Yngwie. I think it was, I don't know if it was the Marching Out tour, the trilogy. I think it was the Marching Out tour, but they opened up for AC/DC, and I was at the Richfield Coliseum in Richfield, Ohio. And then it was just me, and I wasn't even old enough to drive, so we had one of our older friends drive, and we didn't even stay for AC/DC. Honestly, we went to see Yngwie. We only wanted to see Yngwie. We saw him, and we left. I got my T-shirt, and we were gone. And then after that, I saw the.
I did that once at a concert too.
Yeah, I don't think I saw the trilogy tour. I'm trying to think or remember, but yeah, it was I did see the Odyssey tour. They played again at the Richfield Coliseum was the place, all the big bands. I've seen pretty much every big band that I ever saw was at the Richfield Coliseum back then, which used to be the Cavs, Cleveland Cavs used to play there too. So okay. It was the place, but I saw the one with Joel Turner. That was actually, and then I saw him at a smaller place. I think I can't remember, somewhere else in Cleveland, like Euclid or Cleveland, somewhere around there was a place we saw him. And then after that was the Eclipse tour when he opened up for Dio on the Lock Up the Wolves album, wow. Which was amazing. It's like Yngwie and Dio. Like, and I was like, oh god, which was sick. And then I think I didn't see him any more times in Ohio. We moved. That's when after that we moved down here, and then I saw him. Gosh, where was it? Janie Lane Sunset Strip.
Oh wow.
Like 2 years in a row for like the the Magnum Opus album and the Seven Sign album. He played back like 1 year after the other there, and I think the last time was at Fairbanks Inn in Winter Park.
Wow.
Yeah, he played there. I don't remember which album it was for. I think it was for the what do you call it? The tribute album that he did of the Inspiration. I'm pretty sure that was for that, if I remember correctly. And I know there was one more time I did see him, and I can't remember which tour, but it was remember the Empire on Lee Road in Winter Park?
Oh yeah,
he played there, and I remember seeing that. And that's where I actually met him. The one time in my life I've ever met Yngwie was there, and at that, I don't remember who was singing. I really don't. Those days were pretty wild. We were doing all kinds of wacky, wild stuff. So my memories have faded, sadly. But but I remember seeing him. I remember that place. But yeah, I don't remember a tour or anything like that on that one. But yeah, that's some good stuff.
Cool. Yeah, I got to see him. I've seen him a few times, but when did I see him? Of course, that one time was with Talus, and then I saw him open up for Triumph. I can't remember what album that might have been. Could have been Trilogy. Maybe that was. Yeah, it had been Trilogy. And then I didn't see him again. And I thought you were there, but maybe you weren't. He played at House of Blues with Doro.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember that one.
Doro, Yngwie, and Dio. It was a Magica tour for Dio.
Oh wow.
And yeah, so he was, and then I think I want to say I remember them all coming out and playing "Long Live Rock and Roll." Doro and Yngwie.
Wow, that'd have been cool.
I know Doro definitely did, and I don't know if Yngwie, but I think he did, because I kind of remember them all at the end bowing and stuff. It was like the encore, and they all came out. But that was the only time I've seen him. Those are the only times I've seen him, so I guess only like 3 times I've seen him. But and then when I saw him open for Triumph, they were playing, I think it was Far Beyond the Sun, and he was doing the flip around of his guitar, and his guitar came off and landed right on the monitor.
Thanks.
Yeah, I was like, oh boy.
It happens. I think it's gonna happen to everyone. It happened to me once. I learned how to do the guitar flip. when I was probably maybe 16 or 17, and I had the DiMarzio clip locks. I was like, oh yeah, and I did it a couple of times. Like, I got it. Oh my god! And I said, there, watch, I'm going to do it again. And I did the flip, and the front clip lock wasn't, I guess, not screwed in hard enough, and the guitar went flying into the lawn. A good 15, 20 feet, I think. It was like, oh no! And of course, snapped the neck.
Oh no!
And we had a show coming up in like a couple of days. Like, oh god! I took it to my luthier, and he glued it back together, but never played the same. So never did the flip again either. So
yeah, I was in a band once, and I remember going to my guitar player's house, and he's out in his backyard practicing that. He's like flipping it around. He's in his backyard flipping it around.
It was the place to do it. You had to do it in the yard.
Yeah.
It didn't help though if it flew away. But yeah, ever since, never did the flip again. But all my straps are super tight in the guitar. They don't move now. As
a bass player, you really never tried that because I don't know, it just didn't seem like. I know there's been a couple of bass players that have done it, but I've never. I never could try. I never trusted it.
No, yeah. You had the Jackson with the pointy neck, so your pointy headstock. So that could have been devastating. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Me too. I had the pointy headstock too. So yeah,
we had the twin guitars there for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Jacksons. Very cool. So, all right, folks. Well, there it is, the Yngwie songs, and of course, these are just our opinions. They don't mean any other songs suck or anything. And so, if you have any comments, you want to comment on your own favorite Yngwie, feel free to do that in the comments, and like and subscribe. And Rick, I know you got some. Reiterate again what you have going on.
Yeah, we're just doing live streams here on YouTube every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. So you're more than welcome to hang out and chill. We always have a good time chatting and shredding.
Sounds good. And all right, thank you, everybody. This has been fun. And Rick is my very first guest ever on the Elder of Rock, and I'm sure we have lots of guitar players and songs and albums to talk about. So we'll be doing this again, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Maybe a couple weeks or something like that. Every couple weeks we can do this, or once a month, or whatever we decide to do, but yeah. So, all right, everybody. Thank you very much. This has been the Elder of Rock with Rick Renstrom. See you next time.